Hello friends, there are two methods of constructing houses, the load-bearing wall system and RCC frame structure system. In this video we are going to discuss the differences between these two systems. So let's begin. RCC frame structure, load-bearing structure. RCC frame structure also known as column beam structure, whereas load-bearing structure is also known as wall-bearing structure. It is one of the earliest forms of construction. Load transfer. In RCC frame structure, the load is transferred from a slab to the beams, then beams to the columns, and further to lower columns and finally to the foundation. In load-bearing structure, there are no concrete structural elements like columns or beams. In this structure, all the load shall be carried by the walls and these load shall be transferred to the foundation through the masonry walls. Usage. RCC frame structure is a mostly used form of construction, whereas load-bearing structure is a rarely used form of construction. Construction. Construction of RCC frame structure is simple, whereas construction of load-bearing structure is cumbersome. Walls construction. In RCC frame structure, the walls are constructed after the frame is ready. But in case of load-bearing structure, the frame concept like columns and beams is not there. Thickness of wall. In case of RCC frame structure, thickness of wall remains same with increase in height. But in case of load-bearing structure, thickness of wall increases with increase in height. Length of wall. In case of RCC frame structure, there is no limitation on length of wall at a stretch. But in case of load-bearing structure, there is a limitation to construct long walls at a stretch. Flexibility in planning and design. In case of RCC frame structure, walls doesn't carry any load. Hence the position of walls can be changed whenever necessary. Hence there is a greater flexibility in the planning and design. But in case of load-bearing structure, walls carry the total load of the structure. Hence it is not possible to alter the position of walls after the construction. Hence there is no flexibility in planning and design. Soil condition. RCC frame structure can be constructed on any type of soil, that is black cotton soil, reclaimed soil, soft soil, etc. But load-bearing structure can only be constructed on hard strata. Earthquake resistance. In case of RCC frame structure, resistance to earthquake is good. But in case of load-bearing structure, resistance to earthquake is poor. Floor area. In case of RCC frame structure, walls are thinner, hence more floor area is available for use. But in case of load-bearing structure, walls are thicker, hence less floor area available for use. Excavation. Excavation required for construction of RCC frame structure is less, whereas excavation required for construction of load-bearing structure is more. Material requirement. Less materials are required for constructing RCC frame structure, whereas more materials are required for constructing a load-bearing structure. Cement and steel quantity. RCC frame structure consumes more cement and steel, whereas load-bearing structure consumes less cement and steel. Labor requirement. For construction of RCC frame structure, less number of labors are required as compared to load-bearing structure. Also, skilled labors are required for this type of construction, whereas for construction of load-bearing structure, more number of labors are required. Skilled as well as non-skilled workers can construct this type of structure. Span area. In case of RCC frame structure, large span areas are possible, but in case of load-bearing structure, large span areas are not possible. Height. In case of RCC frame structure, there is no restriction on height, but in case of load-bearing structure, height is limited and it is suitable for 2 to 3 stories only. Speed of construction. Speed of construction for RCC frame structure is more, whereas speed of construction for load-bearing structure is slow and time-consuming. Room dimensions. In case of RCC frame structure, there is flexibility in changing room dimensions. But in case of load-bearing structure, it is not possible to change room dimensions. Cantilever element. In case of RCC frame structure, cantilever element can be easily provided. But in case of load-bearing structure, inclusion of cantilever element is difficult and permitted up to short span only. Additional enclosure. RCC frame does not provide additional enclosure to water, fire, sound and heat, and infill walls are needed to provide the same. Whereas load-bearing structure provides additional enclosure to water, fire, sound and heat. Life. In case of RCC frame structure, life is reduced if not done properly. But in case of load-bearing structure, life is less affected with the technique of work. Foundation cost. In case of RCC frame structure, there is no much increase in the cost with increase in depth of foundation. Whereas foundation cost of load-bearing structure is more than RCC frame structure if depth of foundation increases beyond a limit, say more than 1.2 to 1.5 meter. Cost. RCC frame structure is economical for multi-story building, whereas load-bearing structure is economical up to 2-story only. So friends, I hope I have covered all the differences between load-bearing and RCC frame structure in this video. Like this video if you learned something, and be sure to share it with someone who might benefit from it. If you have any suggestions, you can mention it in the comment section. Subscribe to Engineering Motive for more such videos and turn on that notification bell so that you won't miss the new video. Finally, thanks for watching.